welcome to Mayhem News Wrestling Broadcast. This is for 8/28/2013. I didn't do the show yesterday because I didn't sleep well that night, and wife had a procedure that yesterday morning, so just kind of didn't really have time to do the notes. So kind of a small show today, mainly because I record ROH Wrestling, but apparently either there was a mix-up because that was an old show that they had recorded, so I don't know what was going on with there, and I couldn't really find any results. So I don't know if maybe they skipped a week or something. When I find something, I'll add it to the to Saturday's show. Let's start out with some headlines. Ted DeBiase Jr. announced via a YouTube video over his Twitter that he was not going to return to the WWE at this time for personal reasons. States he wants to focus on his family, and we can understand that. I mean, you know, I guess maybe, you know, he said he wants to be a dad, you know, and I totally understand that. So, you know, we wish him well, from a former Mississippian to another one. Hope he does good. Said he's got some other things he's working on, that it's not forever, that, you know, there's a possibility he could always return. And, you know, and we're going to move into the next little tidbit. Hall of Famer Ted DeBiase Sr., his dad, in an interview with PW Torch, revealed why his son never came back to WWE. The reason is he wasn't back on TV. Is they don't want to just throw him back out there. He states that after talking to Arn Anderson, Mike Rotunda, who are now producers with WWE, state that Ted Jr. is one of their best wrestlers, one of the best wrestlers they have at this moment. They just had to find a place to put him. And I hate to tell, you know, not to insult anybody or Arn Anderson or Mike Rotunda. Do y'all actually watch the show? Because there's plenty of places that you could have stuck Ted DeBiase Jr. that would have made sense. So, you know, I hate that he's not on TV. You know, I hate that but I'm glad he's gonna take time with his family. You know, it's pretty, you know, rare these days. So, you know, he got a chance to do that. You know, beings that, you know, I mean, Ted DeBiase's ministry is actually where I used to live in Mississippi, where my parents live. He's actually done their ministry show, I mean, 3 miles away. I had to work that night, so did my wife, so we didn't get to go, but my brother-in-law and Kent's brother did, and said it was a really good, you know, really cool thing. So Lex Lugar, he did an interview with Queen City Sports in Buffalo. He was trying to, you know, promote his book, and he answered a question if he could see Sting working for the WWE in the future. He states as a friend, he's, you know, going to support him no matter what he does. But as a fan of Sting, he said he would love to see Sting in the WWE facing the Undertaker. He said, you know, he goes on to say that even if it's just one WrestleMania, he goes to WrestleMania, faces the Undertaker. He said they could, you know, they could induct him in the Hall of Fame the next day. He said, but that would be satisfying enough for me to see my friend face the Undertaker on WWE TV, pay-per-view or whatever, you know. But you know, that's all up to Sting. Right now, you know, everybody's talking about that a lot of people are starting to leave TNA. Devon, they've released a bunch of people. They said, well, why don't Sting go? To me, to be frankly honest, with a lot of the negativity that Hogan brings, whether it be, I don't know, his off-screen antics or the stuff that's happened in the past, I truly believe that Sting is actually the patch that's holding the ship up. If Sting were to leave with, it would cause a chain reaction.
Sting is the reason TNA got as popular as it did.
Well, I mean, now don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. They've got a lot of great talent and talent that I don't see why. If TNA does shut down, they won't be on WWE TV within a month. AJ Styles. You've got Samoa Joe. People like even Christopher Daniels and Kazarian are super talented. There's just, they've got a whole crew. They're down to under 50 as far, if my count is correct, on their roster. And, there's a lot of people there. But, and then, they talk about, there's a lot of people saying there's a big thing about that Hogan's getting flack from the TNA because he supposedly got some deal with 2K Sports. Eric Bischoff, and, if you truly believe that Eric Bischoff doesn't work for the company anymore because of a match on TV, we need to talk. Anyway, Eric Bischoff states that Hogan has no deal with WWE, and that WWE is mainly using their previous copyrights to allow them to put Hogan in this new game. And he actually insulted the game. Bischoff, I hate to tell you, I've actually seen some screenshots and some video from TNA's game. You ain't got no reason to talk about nobody repackaging or having a crappy game. I'm sorry. Whether it's true or not that they basically repackaged it, that's beside the point. The fact is that if you don't have a game that's worth a damn, you ain't got no reason to be talking. He said that he used the D word. He said the dirt sheets are wrong as usual. And now there is one thing that people are saying that I truly think that may be a little true. I'm beginning to wonder if TNA is not kind of recalculating just how much they pay Hogan, and is he actually worth what he's being paid for someone who can't even, really don't need to be in the ring? I don't know. As you know, John Cena underwent surgery to repair his left torn tricep. It was the reason why his elbow was kind of swole up really, really bad. Cena showed to be in good spirits with the following tweet. He basically said, therapy, cooling down and gripping balls. And of course, he hashtag, get your mind out of the gutter. Now that's funny. So he's in good spirits, and Tara states that she will never return to TNA, even though she said, I know in this business you never say never, but she said, I can comfortably say that I'll probably never return to TNA. She says she likes the way the Divas are going right now. She says there's a lot of good talent. There's some storylines that she's really into. And we would love to see you back on WWE TV, just in case you're watching. Okay. TNA got a 1.03 rating on its last episode, and that's like 1,246,000 views. I know they were almost like a 0.98 something last time, so that's a pretty big leap, even though they called it Hardcore Justice 2. But anyway, according to the Wrestling Observer, merchandising licensees have been told by the WWE not to make any new Rock merchandise. Now, does this mean that they're not planning on using him in 2014? I know he's got several movies coming out, which means it may be as late as mid-2015 before you even see The Rock in the WWE TV. Does this surprise us? No. I mean, other than the Tooth Fairy and, I even like the Race for Witch Mountain, to be honest. But other than the Tooth Fairy, somebody that's got that many movies that are pretty cool, I actually watched G.I. Joe Retaliation.
Hello?
And it was actually a good movie. I'm sorry. It was just as good as actually was a little better than the first one.
Android Galaxy.
Let's see. Devon and SoCal Val have been removed from the TNA roster, but Brooke Hogan remains listed. Why?
It's the first Galaxy to come out.
Is she still working for the company, or is it just an oversight?
USA.
Is it an oversight, or is she actually still working for the company? And they just mainly let us think that Brooke was gone because people were fussing because, Jesse Sorensen was released. And,
it's been in our box, so it's in very good shape.
I don't know. We'll just have to see. It could just be an oversight, John Cena has been said that he would return around the beginning of the WrestleMania season, but what he really wants to do is try to be back by the Royal Rumble, which, that's a lot earlier than recently talked about, and we're not really sure that, is that too early? I don't know. That's a pretty, it's a pretty active spot for a wrestler, your elbow. So, I know the doctors aren't going to let him come back until he's ready. So, and we are talking about Super Cena. The guy had major surgery, and
yes.
But we're going to move on to Raw results. Triple H basically gives Orton a new SUV as a gift. Was I the only one expecting when I first saw this that basically that vehicle wasn't going to stay as pretty? I mean, I thought it minute they showed it, the minute Daniel Bryan come out and started admiring it, I said that truck's not going to stay that looking. Basically, Bryan, basically Bryan insults not only.
It was the 25 for this one. It was you, Sel. I signed up for a survey.
But basically, Bryan insults Triple H pretty much, saying that he's an inept as Vince McMahon, and I was like, well, he's going to pay the price, Triple H says. He's going to face a gauntlet match. First, he's going to face Rollins, Ambrose, and then if he survives long enough, he's going to face Reigns. And I'm like, have we already seen this before? Didn't Maddox do the same thing? I guess because it wasn't the Shield. I guess maybe. It's not. It wasn't the Shield, so it didn't happen. Or that was not the same thing. Cody Rhodes defeats Fandango, and the match really was your standard match. It was pretty good. The actual best part of the whole thing was when Miz Dango comes out, Miz dressed as Fandango with Rosa Mendez, and pretty much making fun of Fandango. It was really funny. It actually caused him to be distracted long enough for Cody Rhodes to take him out and get the win. Of course, after the win, Sandow had to, pretty much jump in and attack Cody Rhodes, which Maddox, suddenly possessed by Teddy Long, comes out and creates a tag match, Sandow and Fandango versus Rhodes and Miz. And, Rhodes and Miz defeat Sandow and Fandango. It was a good match, too. It actually seemed like a continuation from the other match, so it was actually really good. They had this thing, interactive TV, for if Punk won. I can't remember the other ones, but one of them was Heyman had to get in the ring with Punk. And of course, Punk defeats Axel. Alright. He goes to start beating on Heyman, and of course, Axel hits him and low blows him. And this is probably one of the most brutal beatings that we've seen on Raw, especially after the PG era ended, started, and the Attitude Era ended. I mean, he was bleeding from the back. I mean, the kendo stick does not give. I'm sorry. I don't care how much you're going to. If you touch it, yeah, especially if it's a true kendo stick. But they're really building this Axel, thing up, and I don't think Brock Lesnar's out of it yet. Brie Bella defeated Natalya, which was an actually decent match. And then AJ Lee comes out and pulls a shoot promo. I guess maybe her time with CM Punk was well used. She pulls a basically telling the Divas that they're not. They come out with their $500 heels and or whatever she said, and said that they couldn't lace up her little teeny boots or teeny shoe boots that she wears. I forgot the name of the guy that she said. I didn't know they were actually designer. I thought it was something WWE. Hey, we're gonna make these boots that come all the way up here. Anyway, now we know why they gave her the title. I was just expecting. You can tell sometimes when they start showing in a promo, they start showing the person off to the left of the screen. They don't want you to see what's going on over here behind off camera. I expected her to turn around and Caitlyn spear her, but that didn't happen. So, but now we know why they put the title on AJ. RVD defeats Del Rio, and I'm really liking Rodriguez and Del Rio. I really think, Rob Van Dam's always talked about, yeah, I'm cool, man. And I like Rodriguez's new relaxed. He comes out with it, his shirt unbuttoned, and then he's got a Rob Van Dam shirt on underneath. And it's kind of funny that he's giving Del Rio hell. We still want to see Chimera's Rage, WWE. And if you don't know who Chimera's Rage is, you need to look it up. Anyway, Orton defeats Christian in a decent match. Both guys pretty much went back and forth. To see after he basically defeats Christian, he gets to see Daniel Bryan's wrote yes all over his new SUV. Figured that. I figured it wouldn't stay that nice. Triple H tells Randy Orton in the back. Titus O'Neil did have a pretty good match. And for some reason, I did not write down who he faced. It's been a weird morning. Anyway, Triple H tells Randy Orton that every superstar is going to come out in a gauntlet match to watch. Daniel Bryan have the hell beat out of him, and if anybody interferes or he looks at the ring wrong, I'm going to fire him personally. And I'm going to agree with Soleil's Winter. Is it really bad that this is the second week in a row that, hey, we're going to show you with our whole roster on stage? Are they poking fun at TNA? Yeah, you only got 49 people, and look, we got one show that fills up the whole stage. Most of the stars were not happy. The Big Show refused to talk to the young lady interviewing. And it was kind of funny. Somebody else says, hey, we're going to interrupt the Shield's entrance. But while they're coming out, we're going to let you, here's a Big Show interview. It was really funny. And there's been a lot of talk about that this could be the return of the corporation. We all thought it was probably going to be Evolution with Ted DeBiase and them. That would have been perfect to put him in, have him come in with Evolution. I don't know. Apparently, we're looking at maybe a corporation returning. It kind of makes sense. Yeah, I'm like him. Triple H is awesome as CEO, but it's still not as funny as Stone Cold being the CEO. I'm sorry. Him looking down and saying, "Wait a minute, that can't be right. That can't be Shane McMahon's salary. That's the beer budget. Yeah, that's the beer budget." Now that was funny, and it's kind of weird to see. You can't really see Vince McMahon's hands but you know they're there. He's taking Triple H and he's molding him into this businessman heel, similar to the way he developed as a heel. Of course, you know he's been in both face and heel, but it's funny that you can actually see Triple H being turned, and even Daniel Bryan said this guy used to wear a leather jacket and carry a sledgehammer. He used to be the rebel, and now he's nothing but a suit-wearing weenie. He didn't actually say weenie, but I thought it would have sounded funny. But anyway, it's funny that now Triple H is sitting up here. He's dressed in a suit, you know, and I'm sorry, dude, the hair just doesn't look right. And if you're going to come back to the ring, you know, you need to take a year and let that hair grow out, because that's not going to look right. I'm sorry. Or maybe a mohawk. You know, go talk to, you know, some of the MMA fighters and get you a mohawk now. You know, that might be all right. Or at least a flat top. You know, but just having the hair just all the same length and short, well, I guess I can't say nothing, but hey, all right, I got a bald spot, okay? I get it honest. Anyway, Bryan defeats the Shield. He defeats Rollins, says hello, by the way, with a running knee. That was the only actual defeat he got. I mean, that's the only actually win he got without a DQ. And then Ambrose gets in trouble. Reigns jumps in, gets Ambrose disqualified. And then when Rollins gets in trouble, Ambrose jumps in and gets Reigns disqualified. You know, if we knew it wasn't, if this was not a storyline and we knew that all this was just happening randomly, I would say that, you know, say if this was MMA and somebody jumped in and got somebody disqualified, we'd say those people aren't that smart. But anyway, I mean, I guess that's their way of allowing Daniel Bryan to win. Triple H daring anyone to interfere. Orton actually walks out with Triple H, and everybody kind of stares him down. He goes out, RKO's Daniel Bryan to end the show, and both of them walk out with the roster looking disgusted. Like I said, RHO, I don't know what happened with their show this week. I couldn't find anything about it. I don't know if just my local channel didn't play the right one. But as usually, we have our show on Tuesdays. We cover Raw and ROH, and then on Saturdays, on our weekly show, we do TNA and SmackDown. I couldn't do it yesterday. It was just, didn't have enough sleep. Oh, excuse me. Well, anyway, Zach Pack Promotions, we're going to go to some of our sponsor stuff right now, and I'll have, at the end of this show, I'll have some banners and stuff that you can read. It's got their websites, and I've also got a photo of who's going to be at Busting for Autism on November 16th and 17th of this year. But that is Z-Pack Promotions on Facebook or www.zpackpromotions.com or at Z-Pack Promotions on Twitter. But you can find them. They have a Bustin' for Autism, like I said. You have Lunch with the Stars. Gold Dust is full up right now. Snitsy, Greg DeHander Valentine, Sergeant Slaughter, Joey Image, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and the Honky Tonk Man, just to name a few. And like I said, at the end of this video, when the last music plays, you'll see our sponsor information, and you'll be able to see who's all going to be there. FightDisabilitySlurs.wordpress.com. We're trying to stop the use of slurs such as disability slurs, appearance slurs, racial or lesbian and gay, just pretty much anything, any kind of stereotypes, you know. So, you know, that's our second sponsor. And the music that you heard, let me see that phone, baby. The music that you heard earlier is New Blood by Throttle. I want to thank Throttle for, you know, letting us use that song as our theme. You can find all of their songs, the singles, and their albums on iTunes. They're available now. They've got a new album. I'm hoping to hear from him sometime in the next, day or two.
They're doing a couple of shows right now.
Yeah, they've got a couple of shows going right now. So as soon as those shows are over, I should be hearing something about the new Razor Wire Finish Line album that's coming out. We are going to do some giveaways. We're going to do some Twitter contests. Maybe, I'm not sure what the stuff's going to be right now, but as soon as I get with him, we'll be announcing that via Twitter and Facebook. I don't know. We could do some WWE trivia. We could do, we could do some. We might even try some like luchador mask and see if anybody. I've seen somebody do that before. So we're going to do something. And like I said, we're normally live, and but the reason why we're not live is I had computer issues. So once I can finally get a computer, we're going to go back live. And our other co-host Stacy Lynn, y'all keep her in your thoughts, and kind of say hello to her every once in a while. Bless her heart, she's been having some having some stuff going on, and I understand that completely. Things happen in life. But once we do go back live, we are going to be trying to find another co-host. I've got some people that's going to try to help me out, help me and Stacey Lynn out, but I'm looking for somebody a little more permanent because our English co-host is no longer with us. Also, I want to send a shout out to Blast 52. Blast 52 is an Irish band. They have really decent music. I mean, pretty good, They have a YouTube channel. At the end of this video, you'll see their YouTube channel. I have an advertisement for it. They're doing an EP. It's going to be available on iTunes right now. I don't know. We don't know if it's going to go to CD or not, but we know it's going to be available on iTunes. But they're Irish. They're cool. They got some good songs, and you can follow their main account. They got a girl drummer. They got a girl drummer. How cool is that? Anyway, Blast 52. That's at Blast 52 is their Twitter feed. That's the main one. And if you want to follow their drummer, I'm pretty sure Stephanie would appreciate it. That's at Blast 52 drummer. Yeah, they're awesome. They're really, really awesome, and I may actually try to get a song so we can actually play a little excerpt of it, one day on the show, just to let everybody know. But if you want to search them, you can search them Blast 52 on YouTube, and they're a great band. So is Throttle. If you haven't ever heard of Throttle, if you like good, hard hitting, heavy metal, good stuff. That's some awesome stuff. Speaking of Throttle, I'm going to let Throttle take us out. That's the show for today. I appreciate everyone who listens. And I'm going to try not to ramble at the end of it. But I appreciate everyone's watching. We're nearly up to 800 views, if not more. So keep up the good work. And we're going to let Throttle take us out here. And talk to you later. This has been the show.